今日はラーメンを作ります。楽しみですね。じゃあ始めましょう。
The streets of Dubai were as soupy as a steaming bowl of tonkotsu. But that didn't stop the ramen team from jumping on the mics for a little talky talk with THC. Okay, over to Tez, doing his best impression of someone who isn't severely hungover.
This is the first time I've done a live episode with pretty much the team all sitting together in a room, which I think is pretty sweet. So got the ramen team with us today. BM guys.
BM.
Hello. Hi, I'm Noral, co-founder and head of growth of Ramen Finance. So I take care of like marketing, community, some partnership stuff, a little bit of BD, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm Polar. Initially, I'm taking care of product, but basically I do everything. I'm just helping the entire team like function better. I mean, this could go from like admin to legal to, just making sure that the product works. So yeah, that's my role.
I'm Pepar. So I'm the tech guy. I stay in the basement.
Pepper in the basement. And who are you, sir?
I mean, it's confusing that we leave Pepper in the basement because he's got the best style. Although Noral, I would say that's unfair. Noral kind of knocks it out of the park too. But second best, yeah. Sorry, scratch that.
Digging a hole.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get fired?
Yeah. So I'm Berasearch, and I work on the BD front because I'm spend all my time going out looking for cool new projects and kind of building a relationship with them, understanding them, which is great because then I can kind of figure out what they want to do, and whether if they're launching a token, if they want to work with Ramen on that, because we love kind of finding these new projects who are doing innovative things, interesting things in both the DeFi space, but just in other kind of general fun ways on the Bera chain, because there's definitely some people building some random, exciting, slightly unhinged things. So it's really cool to be able to combine, I guess, the passion of learning about new things, but also working with you guys to go, well, how can we kind of uplift and I guess kind of advocate for some of the really cool projects that these guys especially have been building relationships with a year now, going on and on through the bear market and going, cool, how can we help? I guess it's cool to kind of go, how can we help our friends to keep building something cool and to really start bringing those like really interesting experiments or interesting protocols to life on Mainnet over the next few months.
Geez, Searchy, write a thread about it, why don't ya?
Yeah, really stoked that we can make this happen, guys. I appreciate you coming, but I should also explain and contextualize that you actually both, Searchy and I, we sound very, what's the word, rough and hoarse with our voices because last night was the yacht party with the drone incident. Actually, that's not very appropriate considering what happened in the news recently.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get fired?
But yeah, no, it was lots to drink, lots of shouting so people could hear me speak. So apologies for my hoarse voice to all the listeners and for Searchy's hoarse voice. I reckon everyone's gonna think we sound the same.
Yeah, I think we'll try our best to differentiate, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
I see you've played knifey spoony before.
How about you guys? Like, what are your thoughts and feelings from the event? How'd you find it?
It was really good to finally meet everyone like in person, because I think there are obviously like some Asian teams like building on Berachain, and so in East Denver you don't really get a lot of those Asian teams flying in. Dubai just happened to be like pretty central in terms of location, so it was really great to meet like so many different founders.
Yeah, it was also really nice to catch up with people that we've met before and just to say hi again and have a good time.
It's true. Can I also ask you, Noral, about the baddie event as well? Is that
baddie? Oh yeah. We had maybe 40, 50 gals in there.
Oh great, that's a good turnout.
Most of us got our makeup and hair done before heading to the yacht party. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
You all had very sparkly eye makeup, which was really cool.
Yeah, with the glitter.
Yeah.
Thank you to the makeup artist. Thanks, Keisha.
Yes, shout out Keisha. I was a little sad to see that we didn't get the merch. There's no merch yet, but I heard merch might be coming.
I feel like Dubai on the whole has rugged everyone on merch. There's just a whole bunch of teams who are like, yeah, we've got merch. And then there's like Gummy and Infrared have like 2 t-shirts to give away. Everyone else, it's in the mail still.
I'm going to go on the hunt after this. And Gummy's the only ones who fought up with merch at the minute. Because you guys had the same issue, right? The ramen merch got rugged. Sorry to hear. I'm gutted. I'd love some ramen merch.
You know what the baddies arranged? So Cami was walking around trying to get our contact, get our sizes for the tops and bottoms. So Keisha and Cami said that they'll hand it to us either today or tomorrow.
Oh, so, true. Oh, amazing.
Pretty good.
Cool.
The baddies have got that customer service down pat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever dreamed of being a crypto whale, but never seemed to have the fuck ton of capital needed to do it? Well, instead of a whale, be a bee. It's time to waggle dance in that sweet honey.
No, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
Apiology Dow. Join the hive.
I guess we should kick off and get into it. You guys have been building in the space for quite a while and you got some really cool shit coming together. Like, would you want to give a bit of a summary of Ramen, what it is in its current state and what you guys have been cooking?
Yeah, Ramen is going to be a decentralized token launchpad protocol on Berachain. So we've been building it for a while. In the first phase, we will have ideal launchpad called curated launches, where we bring in really credible and exciting protocols on Berachain. And later on, we will have a permissionless launch as well with a liquidity bootstrapping pool. Yeah, and like what's really different is that users will be able to stake Ramen tokens to earn allocation points, and also like be able to do quests to earn like more of those points to reserve a bigger allocation. So that's Ramen.
The ramen noodles, the dreams of the future.
I'm obviously reasonably new to the Ramen team, and I've only been around for kind of with the team for a couple of weeks and the ecosystem for a couple of months now. But I was wondering how it's been for you guys being part of the ecosystem for such a long time and being around. How have you found kind of transitioning that, like, oh, we're building towards the fake chain, and then transitioning that into, oh, well, now the fake chain actually might be here sometime soon. How do you find moving from, I guess, working conceptually with projects to kind of starting to knuckle down and see who you want to work with and going forward and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I think when we started Ramen Finance, Berachain was not as loud and crowded as it is like right now.
Yeah, it wasn't real back then.
Yeah, it was just a really close-knit community of builders and degen people. We really like the community a lot, and we're just really happy that it has grown to be such a huge, anticipated like L1s that we get to be part of it. So like it's been quite an exciting journey.
You telling me a Bera built this chain?
Am I right in understanding that you three are the founders of Ramen, correct? So I'm curious to know kind of how that all came together. How did you guys meet? How did Ramen become Ramen?
So I met Pepper a couple of months back, and our first encounter, like our first conversation, was in the ramen shop. And like, I want to say that that's how the name came about.
Yeah.
And then we met Noral in the community first. And then subsequently we met in Singapore during Token 2049.
Oh, right.
And like she was really, really helpful, and we had a great time like in Singapore hanging out, and that's how we came together.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And back then in Singapore, I was rapping THJ.
You were, that's right. I remember when you went to Singapore. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Korea as well, right? You did both?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, is that how you guys met? Yeah, interesting. Yeah, right.
Actually, our very first name was gonna be Hungry Bear.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. Obviously the name Ramen came much later. But we wanted to name the protocol Hungry Bear because the bear market was really brutal, and everyone's hungry, so like that's why we kept the name. We changed our name to Ramen Finance, but we want to pay tribute to the name Hungry Bear, and so we named the NFT collection Hungry Bear.
And it's a great meme, actually. Well, it's kind of funny because, well, I noticed this in Dubai. You don't eat too much, right? You don't eat a lot, but so I'm like, you're kind of not a hungry bear. But I always think the meme is like, well, you got to be a hungry bear.
I think it's okay though. Pepper makes up for that. He eats about 3 times as much as Polo.
I want to make another note about Pepper, who's been a little quiet, but you have you've got probably the best shirt collection I've seen in Dubai. Every day you just got like a mad fit.
Something about me is I'm consistent with my shirt.
Yeah.
I be wearing different shirt, but everyone knows it's mine.
Yeah, for sure. It's true. Like if you hung up your shirts on the wall, I'll be like, that's a Pepper shirt for sure.
Pardon me for interfering, but that's a nice shirt.
The concept of Hungry Bear kind of reminded us to stay hungry always and keep grinding. I think that was the spirit when we first started the community. To me personally, I wouldn't bet against someone who's hungry and is willing to grind for it. I think that was the spirit that we started the community.
Because you guys, if we date market, which we were all there. Yeah, we're in the depths of the bear market when I saw you guys kind of rock up on the scene. So I can appreciate that sentiment that you were the hungry bearers grinding through for greener pastures.
And I can confirm that they're still hungry bearers because we hosted a ramen event here in Dubai.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we hosted the event. So we were all hungry to the point that we hosted it accidentally in the middle of the biggest storm Dubai has seen in 70 years, apparently. And we were so hungry that a few of us ended up walking through knee-deep water for 20 minutes just to get to our ramen. That's how committed the team was to make sure that they would fill their bellies.
That was incredible. I got trapped. For those who haven't seen the news, Dubai was pretty much underwater earlier this week. When I landed, it was underwater. I couldn't get to the ramen event, which was a shame. And most people couldn't make it, right? What was the turnout? Maybe 10 people you got in the end? Yeah. Which was cool. Amazing for the people who rocked up. That's like commitment. But it was incredible. You like Kevin from Ooga Booga, for example. I don't know the story exactly. I don't know if you want to fill in the details, but it sounded like he had an insane journey.
Juicy stuff.
Yeah, I think most of us actually walked in knee-deep water for a good few hours. Just getting there to the venue and then getting back home. It was just really bad, but I think it's worth it.
That's incredible. Yeah, if you posted, I haven't checked Twitter, but you guys have posted some pictures from the chaos in the water.
If you want a bit of a play-by-play, Paula's Twitter has been absolutely fire this week.
Absolutely water.
Yeah, the exact opposite of absolutely fire if you think about it.
Absolute water. You're listening to the HoneyCast.
On the subject of Hungry Bearers, then, you guys had an amazing launch maybe about 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
2 months ago, which was amazing. It was a huge success. Congrats on that, guys, on the mint. Do you want to maybe go into the intentions are with the NFT, if you got some future plans for holders? What are you guys cooking up with the Hungry Bears?
So we wanted to do a community raise because of the nature of our business and our product. I think either case, if we were to raise VC money, we go through a community round. We will be the early users of Ramen Finance. And so getting the community to come together and, under Hungry Bearer is our way to get the earliest users for Ramen Finance. It worked out great for us. And the Hungry Bearer NFT holders will be able to get a ramen airdrop when the token is launched on Mainnet.
Is that alpha?
Alpha?
No, that's already known.
That everyone knows that.
Okay, yeah, I knew that. What are you talking about?
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Scratch that.
Staying hungry as a community. How are you guys thinking about the Hungry Bearers as kind of a portion of the ramen community? Have you guys got plans for kind of cool things that are going on for them? Ideas for how you want to, I don't know, I keep seeing them all over social media. So I'm intrigued to see how you're thinking about the Hungry Bearers on the whole.
I think ever since the launch, we have also been continuously shipping different utilities to them through different partnership perks, whitelist access. When the devs are building the dApp, we never stop. Keep delivering the perks.
The ramen noodles, the dreams of the future.
With the Launchpad, with what you guys are doing is definitely onboarding these new tokens into the ecosystem. Considering that, I imagine there's a bit of, work of the way you wanted to vet or to find the right fit, protocols you may want to curate on your Launchpad. Do you have any thoughts or ways you would talk about the consideration you have within who you want to launch on Ramen?
I think with Ramen, we could have started as a centralized Launchpad, but we chose to build the mechanisms that we have today because we want to decentralize allocation control. I think the next thing that we want to decentralize is the due diligence and curation process. We think that, we're not the best people to judge or to decide if a protocol is exciting or not. I think moving forward, the ramen stakers, also known as the G ramen holders, they will be able to participate in governance and to bring in the protocols that are exciting and high potential.
But initially, when you're starting out, I guess you kind of want to start with a bang at least and maybe look at certain projects you might want to launch with. Do you have something cooking with anyone at the moment that you might be launching with?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of conversations, both in real life as well as through calls, just with dozens of protocols building on Berachain. Obviously, we have some launches lined up. And I think what we want to focus on in the very, very beginning is to start things right and be able to feature and help, high potential Bera native protocols, building really good DeFi narratives for this very degen chain and to be able to feature them for our users.
I feel like something I was just thinking of there is that I'm excited about on the DD side of things as we go towards this more decentralized model. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that we're working with S&P, so the Standard & Poor's, the main launchpad that'll be working with them to they're building out a DD process which will be run by the community and understanding how that works. So that's a decentralized process there, which we're super excited to have something that's external from us, because I think that's something that lots of launchpads, there hasn't really been the mechanism to do that well. So it's exciting to be able to work with the Honey Jar and the really cool team over there on bringing that extra level of due diligence, because like Paula said, we try to know what we're talking about, but it's also so great to have other great opinions coming in for both us and also for the users of the protocol going forward.
That's really cool. I actually didn't know that you guys were teaming up with Standard & Poor's to help do some D&D. It's really cool. Yeah, and shout out Umeshu, who's spearheading that.
And speaking of due diligence, I guess we can touch on how the user would experience a Launchpad. So other than just launching a lot of quick and new launches, what we wanted to do also is like educate the users on the protocols that they want to interact with, and hopefully turn them into like a long-term user instead of just an investor. So yeah, we'll be curating the projects with an explainer video, helping people to learn about the things in simple terms.
Yeah, to add on to that, like since our NFT launch, our team size did grow, and one of the areas that we hired really, really well is on the creative side of things. So I think personally, I'm getting really excited about the things that our team will ship in terms of helping users understand the protocols better and to be able to convert those into long-term users. Because I think for Berachain, we all understand how Launchpad works, right? It is a pretty like typical business. However, like we don't just want to cultivate, a community of flippers, just getting in quick, make a quick buck. But we really want to make sure that our users understand how these protocols work and how they can participate in them, and hopefully convert them into long-term users.
Got your noodles all ready? Be careful, it's really hot.
I guess that maybe leads into kind of thinking about the Launchpad and thinking about educating users. Makes me think of a bit of a question for Pepper, which is when...
Pepper just sprung to life.
I admitted. That's kind of Pepper whenever we bring him out of the basement. Thinking about are there technical things that you're particularly excited about when it comes to building a Launchpad experience for maybe people who've used a Launchpad before, or people even who are new to blockchain and coming in?
Yeah, something's secretive. Pepper just whispers. Should I tell them?
No, so we've been trying to we've done a lot of research apparently.
That's what you tell the boss.
Because apparently you're spinning around.
But yeah, so we looked through the whole launch process for historical projects, and then we found a few points that people have not. It's been quite messy, and we don't think that it's been done very well. So namely Airdrop. So projects has been doing them pretty ad hoc. I would call it however they think is the right way or the fastest way to build it. Yeah. So basically we want to bring all of these things together, not just launching the token and deploying the liquidity, but also touching up all of these parts that we think are not the critical points of a launch, but actually improve the whole launching experience for the end users by a lot. So that's where we want to land, and we're looking through the UX, we're looking through the mechanism, and what's the best way and most optimal way to deploy liquidity as well. Those are some of the things that we're researching on.
Apparently.
I really want ramen, so let's get it going.
I'm going to segue with a really dumb question real quick as well. I want to know what your guys' favorite ramen is, favorite broth, and maybe favorite instant ramen. Do you guys all have a favorite?
Seriously? Ramen?
Is yours 2-minute noodles, chicken flavor? Seriously? That's the shoddy Australian instant ramen. Do you like 2-minute noodles?
I love, got to be Maggi noodles.
Yeah.
No, I was over in, I love a good proper ramen, but I was over in the States recently and was just enjoying leveled up. Maybe I would call them bougie instant noodles. Oh. They were really yummy. I actually don't remember where they were from because I don't remember any American store names. Yeah. But I felt like I was living the high life because they were $3 noodles rather than $2 noodles.
Yeah, well, look out. How about you guys? Do you have a favorite broth even? Miso, pork, shio.
I think my favorite ramen is tonkotsu, especially from in Japan. I don't know how they do this, but literally every single ramen shop in Tokyo or Osaka is just legit better than any ramen that I've ever had in my hometown, and it's just amazing. Yeah, I like the experience of going to a ramen shop and seeing the chef cook in front of you. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I think this is something that we all agree on.
Tonkotsu for the win.
Tonkotsu.
Okay.
Tonkotsu.
I'm actually Tonkotsu maxis.
You can cut everything else and just let Pepper yelling Tonkotsu.
I'm actually a miso broth guy. I like the miso ramen, yeah.
The spicy one or?
I do like it spicy, yeah. I know in Hokkaido their specialty is a really rich miso ramen.
Yes.
Yeah, so that
Very
sounds
cool.
good. Yeah.
Tonkotsu for me as well.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that's right. Sorry, I assumed everyone just got. I heard tonkotsu. Everyone's like, yes. I just assumed.
Yeah.
Are you a tonkotsu guy as well?
Contractually, my answer has to be yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a question at the interview?
It was a really weird one. It was that and how tall are you? Purely because of the Bera Cup in Dubai.
I have a business proposal for you, as if you don't mind hustling.
What kind of hustle? You mean play basketball?
How'd you go?
Let's just say basketball is not my forte.
Yeah? No dunks?
I wasn't hired for my basketball skills, thankfully.
White men can't jump.
Like a shout out to my favorite instant noodle brand, Indomie.
Oh, yeah.
Please sponsor me
Indomie.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Indomie's massive in Australia too. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. That's like, honestly, like the mee goreng is so essential in Australia. We almost feel like it's Australian food. Everyone just eats it. You know what I mean?
I know a guy who made it through uni he bulk ordered Indomie straight from suppliers, and then he made friends with local restaurants to get the offcuts of their vegetables, and that's how he did uni.
Oh, that's really clever.
Yeah, rode his bike everywhere.
Yeah.
Was paying about $20 a week in food. So there we go. Sponsored by ramen before we were even around.
Yeah. I reckon, yeah, like, I know we're talking about Indomie for quite a lot, but one more thing I do want to say, I think everyone had a uni friend in Australia who just lived off the mee goreng. we all knew someone.
And only half of them got scurvy.
You're listening to the HoneyCast.
So, Pepper, you mentioned a little bit earlier, we were kind of cooking some stuff on airdrops. This is something I'm pretty excited about because especially like on Berachain, there's such an airdrop meta. Of course, the Bong Bears are not getting airdrops. We just love the art. There's lots of nothing promised. So if there's lots of nothing going around, how's Ramen trying to make the airdrop experience better for maybe users, but also for projects too?
Yeah, I think on Berachain, there's this like culture of like, having NFTs from, the Bong Bears to Rebasers, and a lot of community projects actually launch NFTs as a way to, number one, like, raise capital. But I think that's a way to unite like the community. It's a really efficient way to do that. But that also creates an on-chain identity for all of these users. So what happens is that, as opposed to protocols on other ecosystems, for us, we think that the product hypothesis that we have is that a lot of these protocols will want to engage a lot of these like holders of Bong Bears and Rebasers, as well as ecosystem NFTs. So if you're holding those, we think that protocols want to like engage you guys, and so that's why we came up with Airdrop recipes as an integrated product for our Launchpad. So protocols going through a launch on Ramen Finance will be able to configure like custom whitelists for their Airdrop, and through the front end, users will be able to see if they're eligible for airdrops just because like they're holding a Bong Bear or Rebasers, or they, it could be Honey Jar, it could be Honeycombs, it could be Hungry Bear. I think that really brings a lot of value to, ecosystem participants right now, because like, most of us, the chain is not live yet, but most of us have some form of NFTs from, one or two of these like ecosystem projects. And I think that's one way to engage really efficiently.
Oh man, we're talking serious power here!
It seems like Mainnet is crawling closer and closer to fruition. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Do you guys have plans for testnet or even Mainnet day one? You guys plan to be up and ready, all firing and guns blazing, broth stewing?
Internally, the team has been preparing for 420 launch, regardless if the chain is going live or not. Okay. So that will be like shipping out MVP V1. So we'll see if the chain launch later in Q2 or Q3, then we might be able to ship out more functions on our project. The testnet that will be ready soon. So it's like, for example, if Berachain is going live on 420, we'll be able to like deploy, just let people try it out.
No matter when Berachain goes live, we'll be ready to deploy. We are in the midst of getting our audits done and making sure the mechanisms work well. On day one, we will be launching the Ramen token, and we will enable the staking mechanisms to start to earn G-Ramen. So that will all be done hopefully on day one.
If we're getting ready to have the platform ready to go for 420, say 420 doesn't happen, we don't get mainnet in a couple of days, which would make us all sad.
I'd actually be happy. Sorry to interrupt, because I haven't got my wallet with me. I would be so fucked if it launched today. Anyway, go on.
You can see that there's slight difference in approach from the HoneyCast versus all the builders. I know that I mentioned this to multiple builders the other day, and they all like kind of stiffened up at the idea of 420. They were like, I can't have fun. I need to go and build things. Yeah. But so if there's you're going to be ready to go on 420. What can like users or people who are excited about ramen, what can they expect from the testnet, tastenet experience?
Yeah, I think the testnet experience that we'll be pushing out through a campaign very soon is gonna help users understand how to use ramen. So that includes staking the ramen token, earning G-Ramen, earning allocation points, and actually using those to reserve allocation in a mock launch. And that really helps to educate our users, to figure out the user flow for that. So there's gonna be a testnet experience, and obviously whoever the participants of those that testnet experience will be able to get additional airdrop for the ramen token as well. Yeah. So if you hold a Hungry Bear NFT and if you participate in the testnet, you'll get a bigger allocation to the airdrop.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. That's some good alpha.
Yeah, it's the only project on Berachain that's actually willing to talk about the fact that they're doing airdrops.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like in the ideal scenario, like the way I've envisioned the product to be one day when Berachain goes live is that Berachain participants, like users, lovers of Berachain, will be able to check Ramen Finance for eligible like airdrops that are happening, and I think that provides so much value to people who are collecting NFTs, who are looking for exciting new protocols to participate in, to join, to find out more about them, to join communities. So I think like all those things are really, really exciting from a builder perspective, especially because like we think that the airdrop meta is gonna be really prevalent in Berachain. So that's something that when we built it, it was really exciting for us.
Because we are in Dubai right now, and actually you guys have really come in clutch on these events. I think you guys have, besides the foundation themselves, you guys have hosted some great events. You've done 3 events here already. One was the Rained Out Ramen event, which was greatly appreciated, even though we couldn't make it. You did a speakeasy, and you just got back from the basketball, the Bear Cup. Who won the Bear Cup, by the way?
The Berachain team.
Oh,
it's rigged, guys.
It's rigged, yeah. It's totally rigged.
It's rigged. I heard
MVP won.
Yeah.
It's not real.
MVP was the MVP, yeah.
If you're wondering where the ramen team got the question of "Are you good at basketball?" From, that's actually one of the key interview questions in the Berachain Foundation thing. They're like, "What do you know about blockchain?" But first, basketball. How good are you?
Who was on the Berachain team?
I think Cammy was on the Berachain team. MVP was definitely there. Yeah.
I was a bit confused when LeBron turned up.
You want a Sprite?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun organizing like community events because, and like shout out to the Berachain Foundation. They run the best events like for the ecosystem. On our end, like we just want to do our little part, gathering the barrel builders and making sure that everyone's like enjoying a good time at the events. We were at Barrelpalooza in East Denver, and we had a couple of like Berachain events in Token 2049 Singapore, and those were awesome events. But like for this time round and for all future events, I think like Ramen would love to be a part of organizing community events, and obviously we look forward to partnering with more protocols to like co-organize events together.
Feeding the hungry bearers at every event.
I think there will be a ramen restaurant in every city that we go to. So in Korea, in Singapore, in Paris, I think we will have a ramen event, like where we just invite bear builders to have ramen with us.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the cool things that we get to leverage the great work that the foundation's doing in building a really collaborative ecosystem. So one of the things that's been really interesting about Dubai, I think for all of us and kind of historically hearing the other builders talking, is that when you come together, it's crazy how many people come together and everyone knows what everyone else is working on and everyone's really excited about that. And I think that's something really interesting and special about the way that Berachain is building at the moment. There's just a lot of kind of collaborative work going on in the ecosystem, and you can see just there's a genuine excitement for people to kind of come together and go like, oh, we're building this thing, it is real. And then we see Berachain written in the sky, and you go,
it's written in the stars.
Yes. Yeah, don't tell them it was drones, but
that's very true. And I'll also say that there was another protocol shouting the idea of a collab on the yacht. I won't say who, between you and Ramen. Maybe more to come soon. I'm just gonna leave that hanging there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have more events. And like I know it's not intentional to have like Bear Cup right after nights out, like of like heavy drinks. It's just not optimal. Berasearch has to come to my room and drag me off my bed.
Oh, true.
Like to go for Bear Cup. But maybe next time let's organize the spots before the nights out.
In fairness, you do have to reschedule because of the floods. So.
Yes, so Bear Cup was originally supposed to be on Tuesday. Yeah, but because of the storm, so like we moved it to reschedule for Friday. And can you imagine, like, we just came back from the York party, and I think like many of them went for after parties.
Yeah.
And waking up at 8 o'clock to play basketball is just...
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, because I got into my bed maybe around 3:30 a.m. last night, and I didn't make it to the basketball court. Sorry. Also, everyone was in the group chat being like, I can't get in, it's flooded. And I was like, I'm not going to try. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and hopefully, like, the next place we will organize events, I hope there isn't a unprecedented storm, right?
Yeah.
Like, Dubai is just insane.
Yeah.
Another natural disaster. But yeah, the turnout at the basketball event is pretty good, actually. Like
amazing.
About 40 people
No way.
showed up.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
And shout out to IVX for being awesome co-hosts there as well.
And also shout out to Magna for co-hosting like the Speakeasy and the
yeah.
dinner event with us.
Are you planning any more sport events by chance as well?
Noral.
Noral or
just-
ramen? Noral, yeah. You are Bear Cup, right? You organize Bear Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. I like to be the host because I don't need to like partake in the sports.
True.
I like to make sure everyone is like comfortable at the event. Yeah. These guys will take care of the sports. Polar, Pepar,
Yeah.
Berasearch.
We'll do rugby next time. Something we can play.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Just tackling everyone.
Thank you, Tess, for interviewing us and learning more about the backstory of ramen. I would say that if you tune in for this episode and you listen all the way until here, encourage you to like follow us on Twitter and join our Discord to keep up with the updates. I think it will be very exciting for just users to be participating in the Berachain ecosystem. I think ramen is a great gateway for you to like get exposure into a lot of new and early launches. Yeah, join the ramen fam. Let's go.
This podcast was an Ooga Booga production. See you on the next one.